wanted to ask, this is another department because in the signature I saw the
Yes.
Department of Entrepreneurship and Management.
Sir, namaste.
Good morning, sir. Yes, Nilima, it's a new department, entrepreneurship and management.
Acha. That also can I include in the intro?
Yeah. So I'm the head now. I'm heading it now.
Okay.
Sir, now everything is ready in YouTube.
Yeah, it
Thank
would
you
be
very much,
nice if you can switch on your video. It is okay?
Yeah. Ganesh sir is clear for me.
My video is on only, no?
No,
Yeah,
I
your
can.
video is on, sound is on. Voice is also clear, sir.
Okay.
Don't worry,
Okay.
sir, everything is clear.
Yeah, I can see now. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, may I start now? Now exactly 10:30. Still 1 minute is there, madam. Need not worry.
Sure. Actually, my this net was a bit slow because at present 3 meetings are going on in my house.
You are 3 members in family, 3 meetings.
Yeah, Anurag is also taking class, and then Arush is also taking class. So in the beginning, it was taking time to join.
So you are the host, is it, for the meeting?
Yeah, I would be the Professor Lingareddy sir is our HOD sir.
No. Host in the sense for the Google meeting link, you created this link, no?
No. The institute created the link, and then they shared with me.
Okay. So video recording, if you we will record this lecture or
Yes.
or is it-
Yeah, it will be recorded.
Madam, may I start now?
Sure, sir.
Good morning, friends, and my dear young friends, especially. Today's respected speaker Ganesh sir from IIT Hyderabad, and my department Professor Nilima, Dr. Nilima Agarwal, and my fellow department friends and my all first year staff who are joined in this Google Meet, and that is connected to YouTube as well. Today is the 4th day induction program, that is second week induction program. Since we got 3 days holidays in between, don't feel that we just lose the grip like that. Still we are on. All our B category students, some people are in the college because today they gave for reporting into the college. However, they can join in through their mobiles also. And time to time in between, I will give the in charges names and a phone number so that you can get the class in charges and you connect, you form in a WhatsApp group, etc. Because classwork is just next week, 7th onwards, it is going to start seriously. It is essential and it's a kind of requirement to become WhatsApp group to start the classes. And when coming to the induction program, everything is going well. We are thankful to Nilima Madam and our IIT Hyderabad staff. I request Dr. Nilima to introduce about our speaker, and speaker can take the liberty to continue his class for even beyond some time also, no problem, sir. I am very glad, sir, Ganesh sir, from your side, you really working for us and giving your and sharing your knowledge to our students. We are looking forward in the same manner. Anyhow, in the closing remarks, I will tell again. Now it is switch over to that is hand. Requesting to take the Nilima Madam to introduce the speaker. Thank you, Madam.
Yeah, thank you so much, sir. It is my great pleasure to introduce our today's guest, our speaker, Professor M.P. Ganesh. He's a faculty at Department of Liberal Arts, IIT Hyderabad. He's also heading Department of Entrepreneurship and Management at IIT Hyderabad. He's an organizational behaviorist by training, and he has completed his PhD from Humanities and Social Sciences Department, IIT Bombay, and has earlier worked with Department of Management Studies at IIT Madras. He was also associated with reputed academic and business organizations like IIM Ahmedabad and Raymond Limited. His teaching and research interests include corporate social responsibility, eco-friendly behaviors at workplace, food waste behaviors, organizational structure and design, cross-cultural collaborations, virtual teams, and helping behavior at the workplace. He has strong research collaborations with eminent faculty from European universities like University of Göttingen, Germany, University of Applied Sciences, Northwestern Switzerland, and University of Santiago de Compostela, Spain. He has also been actively involved in business consulting and management training for organizations and published in reputed national and international journals. And he has been awarded many awards. And he has been the convener for Green Office IIT Hyderabad, an entity which works on nurturing ecological sustainable practices within the IIT campus.
Thank you.
Yeah. So I would like to welcome Professor Ganesh.
Thank you, ma'am. Thanks, Dr. Nilima. In fact, now I'm not the Green Office chairman. Now it's somebody else.
Yeah.
Okay. This is the last year's because I was there last year also. Okay.
Yeah.
So I'll start now. So first of all, warm welcome to all the students who are there listening to me. I hope you're all listening. I know we are in a difficult time. So few years back, if you use your mobile phone in class, you will be sent out of the class. But now class is inside the mobile phone. Okay. Few years back, if you chat in WhatsApp groups, they used to call you, you are wasting time. But now it has become mandatory to create a WhatsApp group so that you all stay connected. Okay. So that's what is life. Life changes, and life what is right at one point becomes wrong in some other point, and what is wrong at some point becomes right in some other point. In fact, this is what I'm going to talk about now. Okay, the topic which I'm going to talk about is ethics and values. Okay, so when you say ethics and values, it's a very, very broad area. So before we talk about that, I would like you to think for a minute about a question which I'm going to ask you now. Okay, you don't need to answer because I can't get your answers because I think it's going live in YouTube. Just think about for a minute, just take a minute and think, why do you need a course like this for a first year engineering student? Okay, why this course? See, you have mandated orientation program. In fact, last year also I came to your campus to offer this course. So this is mandatory. This is for orientation, it is mandatory. Orientation, you could do many other things, isn't it? Why you are made to sit like this and made to listen to someone who talks about ethics and values? Okay. So in simple words, why engineering students should learn ethics and values? In fact, this course is mandatory for all engineering students. Even in IIT Hyderabad, in all other IITs, we have a course called ethics and values. I also teach this course for my engineering students in IIT Hyderabad. Okay, just think. I'll give you maybe half a minute. Okay, so this is a rhetorical question. Rhetorical question means a question which I'm not asking you for answer, but I'm wanting you to think. Okay. So why a course on ethics for engineering students? And my second question is, that's the first question. Second question is, can ethics be taught? Can you teach ethics? Okay, because when we think about ethics, we always believe that it comes through our experience. Our society tells us what is right, what is wrong, what should be done, what should not be done, what is correct, what is not correct. All those things are learned through experience, isn't it? Our parents tell us, our teachers, they tell us what is right, what is wrong. Through our life experience also, we learn. So if you can learn these kind of things through your experience and through people around you, why do you need to have it in a course, especially for engineering students? Okay, I'll tell you the answer. The first, I'll go back to the, I'll go to the second question first. Can you teach ethics? Because you're learning it through your experience. In fact, ethics doesn't tell you what is right, what is wrong. A course like this is not to tell what is right and what is wrong, but it is there to tell you how to look at things so that you'll understand the ethical element in that issue. Okay. For example, we undergo many experiences in life, isn't it? I mean, in our day-to-day life, we interact. We meet people. We execute things. We learn all those things. In whatever we do, there is some element of ethics involved. For example, as a teacher, okay, let's say I'm walking in the corridor, okay, and one student is crying in the corridor. So as a teacher, should I go and talk to the student or should I do my business? Okay. So this is a decision which I have to make. So if I strictly look at my job profile, it is not my business. My job profile is to teach. I don't have to worry about personal lives of students. Okay. But my social norm or my personal value tells me I should go and talk and see why the student is crying. Can I help that student? Okay. So a very simple behavior like this. There are questions of should I do it? Should I not do it? Is it correct? Is it not correct? So this is the question of ethics, or the question of right and wrong. Okay. So any behavior, there is some element of right and wrong. So we are not teaching you what is right, what is wrong. We are teaching you to look at things to understand, is there an ethical element in this issue? Okay. So this is the first, the answer for the second question. The first, question: should engineering students undergo a course, or should it be a course built into the curriculum? Okay, why not something like moral science? In fact, ethics is not moral science. A course on ethics is not moral science. It is a course about looking things in a certain way so that you'll understand how to make decisions. It's not about what decisions you make. It's about what process is involved in making the decision. Okay. Okay. In a discipline like engineering, we look at engineering and sciences as absolute objective disciplines. When I say in other disciplines or in real life, certain behaviors, they are gray area. When I say gray area, right and wrong is difficult to understand. So you need to use certain approaches to understand how to make decisions. But in engineering, it's all black and white, isn't it? I mean, it's all either it is right. If you do an experiment, whether the experiment goes right or it goes wrong, there is no in between. Okay, so that is what people think. But even for engineers, the kind of things they are involved in, the kind of inventions they make, the kind of projects they do, there is an element of ethics. Okay, so I'll share my slide now. So for engineers, it's important to understand the implications of what they are doing. When they get into work, when they make decisions in their workplace, or when they do experiments, when they do when they are involved in certain engineering projects, there's always a ethical element involved. So for engineering students, right from day one, you should know what you're going to do in future will have an impact on people. Okay, so you should understand how to make the ethical decision. Technically, certain decisions may be correct, but ethically, the decision may not be correct. I'll give an example. I'll ask you again 2 questions. Okay, the first question is, let's say in this group, many of you might be vegetarians, many of you might be non-vegetarians. Okay, when I ask vegetarian students or vegetarian people why you don't want to eat meat, meat? Why you don't want to eat animal flesh? Okay, people will say, no, it's like killing. We should not kill for our our personal satisfaction, or for our hunger. If humans can eat vegetables, they should eat that. See, for lion, tiger, and all, they cannot eat vegetables, so they can kill. But humans, they can eat vegetables, and all the nutritions, most of the nutritions you get in vegetarian food. Why should I kill? Okay, why should I eat non-vegetarian? But another argument from non-vegetarian people is, no, certain nutritions you won't get from vegetarian food, especially protein and all, and certain vitamins you will get only from non-vegetarian food. So we need to eat non-vegetarian. So these are two arguments. So let's say vegetarians, if you are a vegetarian, I'm asking you this question. Let's say you develop a technology, okay, something like tissue culture technology, where you develop meat in laboratory. Okay, so meat in laboratory means, let's say you take only one cell from an animal, you develop that cell into a tissue, and that tissue becomes a muscle and meat. Okay, everything, you are not killing animal, you are just taking one tissue from an animal and you are developing meat in the lab. Okay, so if I give you this meat where no animal is killed, it's just laboratory developed, and it's also safe. Let's assume it's a safe meat. Okay, so will you eat this meat? Okay, many of you even now will say, no, I won't eat because it's not pure. It is against my religious belief, or I don't like the taste and things like that. So let's say you're a scientist. Would you propagate something like this and push this idea for selling this in public? What I'm saying is, let's say in India there are many children who are malnourished. Yeah. So many children who are malnourished. Malnourished means they don't have enough protein intake. So it's like midday meals. We give egg to, in some states they give eggs to students for consumption so that they'll get enough nutrition. So can we develop lab meat and give it to children in schools as midday meals? Okay, now we have this soya chunks, this meal maker they call it, something like that, which is vegetarian but it tastes like meat. So something like that, can you give it? Okay, so this decision seems very simple, plain decision. People don't want to eat meat because they don't want to kill animals. We are not killing animals. We're developing something in meat, something in lab which is safe. Why not give this to people? Okay. So I'm not asking you for answers. What I'm saying is something very simple like this. People don't eat meat because they don't like to kill. So we are not killing. We are developing it in lab. We are giving it to people. What is the problem? Okay. So scientists used to think like that. A plus B is equal to C, or 1 plus 1 is equal to 2, something like this. So is everything that simple? No. Okay. So there is an ethical element. People have sentiments. People have certain beliefs. Okay. So especially in Eastern philosophy, even if you don't kill, we believe that everything has life. So if you're consuming non-vegetarian, you're consuming certain life. Okay. But plants also have life, but plants, their biology is different. If you plant it somewhere else, it will grow. So something like that. So the belief system is different. Okay. And also we look at, in Eastern cultures, animals are looked as conscious beings. So, all those sentiments are there. I'm not talking about right and wrong. I'm talking about how a simple issue like this can be looked at from different perspectives. So if you're an engineer, you should also think about an issue or an experiment or a project from this angle. Okay. I'll come to another question. Okay. The second question is, let's say you are a engineer. Okay. You are into art. You're an engineer who's developing artificial intelligence, and you are developing artificial intelligence, and you are creating a robo. Okay, something like Terminator kind of a robo, but not an evil robo, a good robo. A robo which can think. Okay, a robo which. So nowadays we have all these, artificial intelligence, all these Google Assistant, Siri, and all. they can talk, they can talk, they can understand what we are saying, something like that. So let's say you are developing a very, very advanced kind of technology where that particular machine can actually think and feel. Okay. So this machine, after a certain point, you want to, it's becoming old. There's a new update. Okay. Something like old mobile, you're using a mobile phone. After certain years, you buy a new mobile phone, isn't it? So this old mobile phone, what you do, you dispose it. So you're developing a robo like this. After 10 years, there's an advanced version of this, another robo which can do better things like this. So this old robo, what will you do? Can you switch it off? Or can you dismantle it? So if you dismantle it, does it mean that you are killing it? Does it mean that you're committing a crime? It's a machine, but it can think, it can feel, it can have emotions, let's say. Okay, so a machine like this doesn't mean it is a being. Is it a human? Not a human being. Being means something which can think and live. So is it a living being? So killing it doesn't mean that we are killing something. Okay, so that is why many of these artificial intelligence researchers, they say that we should not get into that area itself. We should not get into the area where we create machines which can think and feel. It's not just, they will capture us and kill us. I mean, that's another way of looking at it. But one way of looking at it is you create a machine which can think and feel, but you cannot treat it like a machine. It becomes a being. So what should you do? Okay, so these kind of questions may sound, like science fiction. It's not a science fiction. These kind of researchers, this kind of problems we will encounter in very few years, maybe another 10, 15 years, we'll encounter these kind of questions and problems as engineers. So as an engineer, what should you do? Or what are the decisions which you have to think from an ethical angle? So that is what is the course all about. So again, this is like a very, very big topic. The course on ethics and values, I can teach for one semester. So I'm not going to actually, talk about everything, but I'm going to create that awareness in you. I want you to be aware that there is something like this, and we have to be aware of these issues. Okay. So the previous slide, the student is asking the teacher, you said everything is, there's nothing like absolute truth, everything is, relative, then how can you say I'm wrong? Okay. So in fact, this is one thing we all, people who teach ethics talk about, which is there's nothing like absolute truth. There's nothing like absolute right or absolute wrong. Okay, everything you can only look at a certain thing as right and wrong depending on the situation. Okay, for example, tell me one thing which is absolutely wrong. Okay, in a class, if I ask these people, will say killing a human being is wrong. Murder is wrong. But murder is wrong in which context? If the government kills, if you kill a criminal, is it wrong? If you kill in a battlefield, is it wrong? If you kill, if you do euthanasia means somebody is suffering a lot, okay, in pain and suffering. So in Western, some countries we have something on euthanasia. You medically assisted suicide. You help them to die. Okay, it is it killing? Okay, in some countries, euthanasia, which is mercy killing, is criminal activity. In some countries, it is not. Okay, so in any behavior, to say right or wrong, you need to look at the situation. There's nothing like complete right and wrong. So if that is the case, how can you teach it to students? So again, the answer is, we are not saying what is right and wrong. We are saying when you look at a problem, understand there is an ethical element, and also how to make decisions which are more ethical. Okay, what are the factors you need to take into consideration? So this is what a course on ethics about. Okay, So these are the definition of ethics. So the idea of ethics or the word ethics started during Greek, empire, where there were arguments about. There were a lot of philosophers who spoke about what is correct, what is not, how to decide being correct, all those things. So the word ethics comes from the word ethikos, which means custom or character. In broad sense, it means good and bad. And Oxford Dictionary says ethics as a discipline, ethics as a subject matter, it asks or it helps people understand moral questions. Moral means, again, right, wrong, bad, good, all those issues. Another dictionary says ethics means code of behavior. Code means unwritten rules about what is correct, what is not. For example, like I said, is it okay to do mercy killing? Somebody is like suffering with a lot of pain. Can a doctor help that person die? Can the doctor give a injection which will make the person die peacefully? Okay. I mean, I'm not saying doctor will decide. The patient is requesting the doctor. The family members are also okay with it. Can you do it? Okay. Again, it depends on the law. Even if all these things are there, if the government says, if the government rule doesn't allow it, it's a crime. Okay. On the contrary, government says you can do it, but family members say, no, we don't want to do it. Again, there is an issue. If everybody says, but the patient is not agreeing, then it's an issue. So, for example, people who are in very deep coma, like people who are brain dead, okay, they may not be able to say, I want to die or not. They are, their life is there, but they cannot think. But relatives may say, okay, this person is brain dead. We can, we can euthanize them and donate the parts to others. Okay. So it depends on context again. So this code of behavior, understanding the code of behavior is called ethics. So ethics as a discipline talks about how to define good and bad, how to defend one's argument about good and bad, or what are the things we have to look at when we decide what is good and what is bad, all those things. So the question of good and bad, what is good and what is bad, all of us get this question. For example, if you are writing an exam, okay, your friend is like doesn't know the answer, and he is asking you for the answer. Okay, you are writing an exam, supervisor is like gone out, nobody's in the hall, and there is no camera in the hall, and your friend is asking, can you please show the paper? Okay, so you think from different angles, what will happen if I get caught? Is it okay to do that? All those questions. Some of you will have questions like, is it not bad? Cheating is bad. Okay. But when you decide good and bad, many of us, what we use is whether the outcome is correct. So there are two things, mean and end. Mean means how we do it and what is the result we are looking for. Okay. For example, if I steal money from others, but I'm using the money for poor people, something like Robin Hood. Okay. So I'm stealing is bad. Taking other rich people's money, like let's say I go and do robbery on rich people's house, but giving it to poor people. Okay. So some of you may agree stealing is bad, but you are using it for good. So it is okay. Okay. Other way around, some people feel, no, you need to do good things. Whether the outcome is good or not doesn't matter. Outcome depends on many factors. You tried your best. It's not like, we need to, every time the result should be good. We put in an effort in a right way. So that is what is important. Okay. Mean is how we do it. End means what we get as an end result. So some people say that if the end result is moral, if it is good, we don't have to worry about how we are doing it. So helping a friend in an exam is okay, because that friend, like say, if he fails, he will not get a job. It's the final semester. So his family is a poor family. So better to help him so that he will get passed and he'll get a job. Okay. So that is considering the end and not worrying about the mean. Other way around, some people even if it is a very, very important thing also, they will say no, I'll follow the rule. Okay. For example, let's say you believe that you should not bribe, you should not give bribery. But let's say it's a very, very urgent job. Somebody is like suffering. You need to bribe so that you can admit them in a hospital. They'll say, no, I won't bribe. But this person, if you don't let him in the hospital, this person might suffer. Okay. So you don't worry. So some people stick to mean and some people stick to end. But most of us define right and wrong based on the results we get. And also the intention we have. With good intention, if I do it, it is good. For example, teachers being strict to students. I don't know about now, when we were children in school, teachers used to beat students. Okay, they used to hit students. It's not personal vengeance. It's about, okay, the student, if we discipline, the student will become a good human being. So my intention is correct, but what I am doing, hitting the child may create pain. But if my intention is to correct the child, then it is okay. So these are some of the arguments. Okay. So one important, so there are many factors which decide, or many factors which help us decide what is right and what is wrong. So I will broadly classify them into two factors. Okay. One, your own value system. Two, what is the social value system. So for example, your own value system means you look at certain things in a certain way. Okay. Society defines it in a certain way. Many times we try to have a match, but sometimes our values will differ from social values, what society expects as right and wrong. So first we'll talk about personal values. So what is meant by value? Value means what we consider as right. Okay. I'll give an example. Okay. Let's say after your BTech degree, okay, you finish your BTech degree, let's assume, and in job placement, you are like a very bright student. Your scores are very high. You're very intelligent. During the placement, you get 2 jobs. Okay, placement of 2 offers you get. The first offer is a very, very high-paying job, but you won't get holiday or not. You have to stay very far away from your home, and your parents are old also. Let's say in your home, your parents are maybe old. Maybe they want you to be with them and all those things. Second job, little less paying, but compared to the first job, it's not that much high paying, but you will get a job very close to your house. Okay. So which job will you select? Okay. So let's say if you select the first job, some of you might think, no, my parents need me. Let's say somebody's mother is only there, and she's also not well. She is like heart patient and diabetes and all those stuff. Let's say the father is not there. So this person, this student, he gets 2 jobs. One, staying away from family, lot of money. 2, less salary, but you can stay with your mother. Which one will you choose? Some of you may say, no, I will go and do that, high-paying job because career perspectives are high. Because I can pay someone to take care of my mother. I can employ someone to take care of my mother. So this is one set of value. You value growth and personal career. Okay. Let's say if you're choosing the second one, you're saying, no, my career is not important. I can stay near my house. Even if I employ someone, I don't know whether, they will take care of my mother better. I would like to be with my mother because my mother, I love my mother so much. Okay. So this is like, you are valuing relationship. Okay, so in the first option, you value your growth. In the second option, you value your others, your parents or your loved ones. So depending on so different people will make different decisions based on what they value. Okay, so which person is correct? You cannot judge. Okay, it depends on the person, the situation. So what if the first option, the person who took first option, he will take, let's say his argument is also correct. My mother, I can give her better lifestyle. I can give her better medical facilities. If I take this job which is high paying, I can I can give her better medical facilities. I can have nurses and doctors who can take care of her at home only. I can give all the facilities she wants. So I am doing this. I'm doing it for her only. Okay. So that argument is also correct. Second person's argument is also correct. Okay. So it is based on what you think or what you value as an individual. But again, this situation, society will say different things. Okay. We are not worrying about society here. So we have to take that into consideration. That we'll talk about it later. But right now I'm talking about what is right and wrong depends on your own value system. Because if it is about your decision, many times what you think as right and wrong or what you value decides what is right and wrong. Okay. Okay. So how do you get these values? So how will you know this is important to me, this is not important to me? Again, it depends on your socialization. Socialization means when you grow up, we grow up in different environments. I would have grown up in a different family. So each one of us, we grow up in a different situation. Our families are different. Our neighbors are different. Our teachers are different. So depending on these environment, we call it environment, social environment. Okay. So every child grows up in a different environment. Our friends are different. Our socio-economic status are different. Culture is different. Okay. So when we grow up in situations which are different, each one of us grow up in situations which are different, we acquire values from our environment. That's why people differ in their value system. Value system means each one of us have a certain belief that this is what is important in life. Okay, and that decides how we look at things. In the first example, like I said, if I right from childhood I have grown up believing that no, I have to be with my mother or parents to help them. It is important to take care of family than money. So if that is the kind of value system you have, you make decisions accordingly. The other value system, you grew up in a situation where it is not considered to be important. It's considered to be important to be a very ambitious, aspiring kind of a person. Okay, then your decisions will be different. So we acquire values through our environment and socialization. Socialization means when we interact with people around us right from childhood, we acquire these values, and that helps us decide what is right and wrong in future. For example, you grew up in a family which is like always putting pressure on, you should always come first in the class. You should clear JEE. You don't have to whatever you do, you should be successful in life. Okay, then when you grow up also, you will become, okay, for me, I don't care about what others think. I want to be successful. I don't care whether it is right or wrong. I want to achieve this. So that is one extreme. Let's say another extreme. You should not hurt anyone. You should always help people. You should always think about what are the consequences on others. Then you will be a different person. Okay. So depending on the socialization, our value system changes. Depending on value system, what is right and wrong changes from one individual to another individual. Okay. Like I said, we acquire values, most of the values during our childhood, till teenage, till an adolescent. you are learning from others. After a certain point, you look at things around and you decide. When you become, that's what we call adult. When you become an adult, you start thinking independently. Okay, but till a certain age, you are influenced by people around you, and that becomes your internal value system. But even if you grow up, some people say that, some theories say that even after we grow up, we are influenced by the society. So the question is, this value system, if you acquire a certain value system, does it mean that it will be always like that? For example, for you, success is important. Okay, so you grew up in a family like that. So will you change after a certain point in time? Some theories say that no. When you towards adulthood, you learn. After that, you cannot change. Your value system may not change. But some theories say that no. At any point in time, depending on where you live, your value system will change. I'll give an example. Again, this is a slightly delicate example. Okay. Is it okay for, let's say you are walking around, okay, you are in a new city, okay, in an international city, a city like New York, okay, you belong to a place which is in Telangana or Andhra, which is a small town. When you come to a big city, you see things which are like very, very new, okay, you make judgments. For example, many of you would not have seen, women smoking. Yes, women smoking. In our traditional way of looking at things in India, if a woman smokes, she is immoral. She's a bad person. Her character is bad, something like that. Okay, and see, this is not my viewpoint. I'm saying this is how people look, especially men look. Let's say you are in a city like New York, many women smoke. Okay, even a city like Bombay, Hyderabad also, women smoke. So how will you look at it? Okay, the argument here is it's not about, so if you think men smoking is okay but women smoking is not okay, that is problem. I'm not talking about smoking per se is bad. Okay, men, women, whoever smokes, it is bad. That's a different viewpoint. Okay, but let's say you are from a small city, you are okay with men smoking but women smoking, you think it is bad. Okay. Why? Because our value system says smoking is a character-related question. People who smoke don't have less character, don't have good character. But again, smoking is not about a good character, bad character. Smoking is a habit. It's a good habit, bad habit, which means if somebody smokes, doesn't mean that he's a bad person. Okay, if somebody smokes, it is bad for their health. Okay. So let's say you grew up in an environment like this, which looks at smoking as a moral behavior. Okay, but let's say you went to a new city. First time when you see this, you'll get a shock. You'll say, how come women are smoking in public and nobody is saying anything about that? Okay, but later you understand it's not about a moral question. It is about a health question. It's a health decision. Okay, so you learn it in a new culture. When you live there for many years, you'll understand, okay, this is part of their culture. So there's nothing wrong, morally wrong in smoking, but it is bad for health. So that's why you should not smoke. See, again, I'm not supporting smoking or, I'm saying smoking is correct. I'm saying smoking is not a moral question, but it is a health-related problem. Okay, health-related bad behavior in terms of health, not bad behavior because it is a sin. Okay. So what I'm trying to say is, when we grow up also, when you go to a new environment, our value system also might change. For example, is it okay to call your teacher by name, first name? Okay. In India, we won't do it because we respect. For us, respect means showing it in behavior, like calling them sir, madam, all those things. But in foreign countries, everybody calls each other by name. Even if you're a teacher, boss, you call them by name. Elders, even if somebody is older than you, they call them by name. For them, respect is not about calling sir, madam. It's about treating them with respect, not like showing respect. It is treating somebody with respect. So all these things you in a new environment we learn. Similarly, organizations also what they do, if you join a company or a institution, every institution will have a certain value system. Okay, and that value system is conveyed to the members through certain ways. For example, certain companies value creativity. Creativity means risk taking. They encourage people to think outside the box. Some organizations value precision. For them, they should follow rules. They should, follow the procedures and all those stuff. So if an organization wants its employees to follow procedures and rules, which is like everybody should think the same. So that is the first organization, an organization which wants uniformity and conformity. Conformity means everybody should obey and follow the rules. The second organization wants creativity, individuality, which means people should think on their own. They should be, there is nothing like rule in this organization. You can do whatever you want, but you should be responsible. Okay, so these are two organizations. The first organization, if it wants to train their employees like that, what it will do is it will bring in certain procedures which will make people imbibe their values. Imbibe means internalize. Internalize means they also start believing this is how it should be done. For example, organizations which have uniform. Uniform means every employee should wear a uniform. They should wear formal dress. By doing that, employees also after a certain point they start believing this is how it should be done. For example, people who work as policemen or police personnel, even when they go back to home, they will act like police personnel because the job trains them to think like that. Okay, that is what is internalizing value systems. Similarly, if you are a if some other organization which makes you think beyond the rules, you will start believing, okay, this is how one should be. Okay, so organizations also try to imbibe values in their employees. And there's always an overlap between ethics and values. Like I said earlier, depending on your value system, you decide, when you make decisions, you decide what is right and wrong. And this value system, you get it through learning from people around you, especially during early childhood and adolescence. But later also you learn it from the environment. And like I said earlier, our values are our ethical anchors, which means whatever decision we make, first thing we will ask is what you think about it. Okay, so as an adult, if you are making decisions, first thing you should do is, if there's an ethical issue in this, what you think is right or wrong, okay, or what is important for you. So many times we should make decisions based on what is important for us rather than what society thinks. I'm not saying don't worry about the society. I'm saying, it's important to understand what is your value system. Because many times what happens is, especially if you are, if you are a young person, if you are becoming, if you're just becoming an adult, especially people like you are like just out of school. Till now, everything is told by your teachers, your parents. Now you're into college. You're an adult now. Okay. So many times you may not even understand when you make decisions, what is driving my decisions. You may think what society will think and all those things. You will never ask yourself, what do I actually want? See, I'm not saying what you actually want is correct. Sometimes that is also influenced by your friends. Your friend circle, especially at this age, people start smoking. Why? Because all the other friends will say, okay, you smoke. Only when you smoke, you are an adult. Okay, but ask yourself, do you really want to do it? Do you think you want it? Okay. If you're clear about it, then you will have clarity in making decisions and deciding what is right and wrong. Okay. So there is a questionnaire which I think we may not have time, so I don't want to give this question. Maybe later this PPT I'll ask ma'am to share. Okay, so you can fill this questionnaire. So this questionnaire measures something called Machiavellianism. Machiavellianism means there are some people who are very exploitative. Exploitative means they will do whatever to achieve their goals. They are okay with manipulating others. Manipulating means they'll try to do whatever they want by cheating people or lying to people to achieve their goals. Okay, somebody like a sociopath. Sociopath means somebody who focuses only on their own goal, doesn't worry about anybody else. They don't actually worry about whether they are harming others or they are lying to others, cheating others, like that. So these people are called Machiavellianists. So this is like another extreme. You don't worry about social values. You only worry about what is important to you. Okay. Sometimes that is also a very bad. That is also I'm not saying bad. That has its own negative consequences. Okay. So it's always better to ask what you want and what is relevant in the society, and then decide which one is more important. Okay. When I say values, there are different types of values. The first set of values are called moral values. Moral values means right, wrong, good, bad. So that is one group. Okay. For example, if I ask you, is it okay to tell a lie to your parent? Okay. Some of you may say yes. Some of you may say no. Some of you may say it depends. It depends on which level of lie and in which issue. Okay. So these kind of questions are moral values. Is it okay to steal? It is okay to cheat. All those things are moral values. Competence values are what is important in terms of capabilities you want to develop. For example, for some of you feel I want to become. For me, being athletic is more important. Okay, I want to be very fit. Okay, some people may say no. For me, being a creative person is more important. I want to be a creative person. For some people, I want to be someone who's more, intelligent, or someone who's good in certain subjects. Okay, or like mathematics. So these are competence values. What you think is good for you as a human being, as a capability. The third set of value is what you want to achieve. Okay, some people, I want to become rich. Some people will say I want to become successful. Some people will say I want to be a very somebody who's very appreciated by everyone, somebody who's famous. Okay, so these are personal values. Social values means what you think is good for the society. Okay. For example, some people may think society should be a very free society. Society should give freedom to people. Some people may think society or my society should be something which gives safety to the people. See, sometimes giving freedom to people may lead to some of them losing their safety. Okay, but sometimes both can coexist. Okay, so these are some of the values. Okay, another way of looking at values is, the previous slide, why I'm showing this slide, because let's say when you are making a decision, in terms of something which you have to choose, and there is an ethical element involved in it. Okay, something like you've got a job, like I said, job placement. Should you take a job which is away from your family or close to your family? But there is a price you have to pay. Okay, so these kind of decisions are called dilemmas. Dilemma means confusing situations, morally confusing situations. So in this situation, you have to ask yourself, what is my moral value? What is important for me to have? What do I want to achieve in my life? What do I think my society should have? All those things you should ask before making a decision. Okay. The second way of looking at values is instrumental values. and terminal values. So instrumental value means certain values will help you as means for certain things. Terminal values means values which are end by itself. I'll give an example. Okay, being rich. Okay, many of us want to be rich, isn't it? In fact, all of us want to be rich. We want more money. But some people want to become rich because they want to be rich. So for them, money is a terminal value. That's the end by itself. But some people, I want to be rich because I can travel a lot. I can do things according to my own wish. So that is, you're valuing freedom. So you want money as an instrument to achieve freedom or control over others' life. Okay, if I have more money, I can, people will listen to me. Okay, that is control as a end value, terminal value. For example, let's say freedom. Okay, I want freedom. Is it an end value? May not necessarily. I want freedom because if I have freedom, I can, decide and earn more money. So their money becomes the end. So what I'm saying is, for some people, the same value can be a terminal value. For some people, the same value can be an instrumental value. So why I'm saying this is, when you are making a decision, okay, for example, you may think, okay, taking the job opportunity A, which is staying away from family, but I can earn a lot of money. Okay, ask yourself, more money or career growth, is it your end value? Is that the end thing you want to achieve, or you want that to do something? For example, one argument I said was, if I take option A, where I can stay away from family but earn a lot of money, so that I can send money to my family, they will be happy. So your value is family, but you're thinking going for a good job away from family will help you give better life for your family. This is what many people do, no? Like people work in Gulf countries or Singapore or Malaysia. They send money to family. They come once in a year. Their children won't even know them, recognize them. They come like once in 2 years for a week, and you are not able to live with your children. But your argument is, I'm sending money to my children because my children can go to better school and they can have better life. But is it really helping? Okay, so all this, understand what you want in life. Does it suits with your value system? And is it a terminal value or an instrumental value? Okay. So this already I have spoken about. In organizations, what happens is they try to create a certain kind of value system. They, for example, like I said earlier, if the organization wants people to respect seniority, okay. So some organizations, they respect seniority. Seniority means if somebody is in the organization for many years, they'll get promotion. But some organizations, they value achievement or performance. So it doesn't matter you are in the company for 20 years or 30 years. If you don't perform, we'll throw you out. Okay. But some companies, if you are there for 10 years, 15 years, even if you don't work, you are employed. Okay. So some organizations value membership. Membership means loyalty. You are there for many years. Some organizations, they value performance. If you don't perform, we don't care. We'll throw you out. If you perform, you will get better opportunities. So these are two different value systems. So what happens in these organizations when somebody newly joins, they will understand what my organization values through looking at people around me, and looking at things around me. Okay. For example, if my organization, you call all your boss by sir. Everybody calls boss by sir, and everybody wears formal dress. And organizations are like, everyone is like, they're not even talking to each other. Then it means this organization is a very, strict and rigid kind of organization. And people who are in senior positions are like very old people. Okay. Then okay, if I stay here for long, I'll get promoted. On the other hand, if another organization where everybody is young, and in senior position also people are young, and people call each other by name, then you will know, okay, here it doesn't matter if you are there for many years or not. It's about you need to perform. Okay, so organizations also try to create that culture. In fact, this is what is called culture of an organization. So they try to do it in a way that new employees will learn what is right and wrong, and accordingly they will behave. Okay, so this is another exercise. I'll with this we'll stop, because they said I can take around 1 hour. So we start at 10:30. So what I'll do is just look at this list. Okay, in this list, so these are values. These are statements or words which reflect values. So there's a list of terminal values. There is a list of instrumental values. I think there are around 15, I think. So in this, rank top 5 for you. Okay. So write down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You give numbers to 5 of them based on how important it is. So 5 terminal values, 5 instrumental values. Just rank in terms of their importance for you. You think is important for you. Okay. I'll give you maybe 3 minutes. Just think, look at the list, think and decide 5 important values for you.
Sir,
Yeah. Yes.
This terminal values, this comfortable life, ambitious, this is just elaborate, sir, related to this table, last, an exciting life, broad-minded.
Yeah.
Yeah. One or two students are asked about this. This inner harmony is imaginative, relation with one-to-one, a little more development.
No. What I'm saying is that 2 lists. These are 2 different lists. Terminal is 1 list, instrument is 1 list. So terminal, you give ranking 1 to 5, choose 5 things. Instrument also choose 5 things and rank. One more minute. Okay, just take 1 more minute and then we will discuss about this.
Okay, sir.
Okay, so maybe I'll give this PPT to Nilima ma'am. She will forward to you. Okay. So
Okay,
I don't. Yeah, I don't
Sure.
want. Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, I'll do that. Problem.
So especially if you are a student, after your 12th standard, for you, many of you may not even know what is important. You don't have a clarity. You may not have a clarity. That's okay. Okay, choosing 5 important things for you is difficult for you. Some of you may not even understand what it means. Not just the meaning, but also actually what it means for you in life. For example, salvation. Salvation means, it's a very difficult term to explain. It means, achieve in I don't know how they call it in Hindi or Telugu. It's called mukti. You want to become something like a saint. Okay. achieve the highest in life. Nothing cares for you. Okay. Let's say self-respect. Many of you may not even actually understand the true meaning of it. Okay. At this point in life, it may not mean anything to you. Similarly, in the instrumental value, forgiving, you may think why it is important for me. Okay. So you may not even understand the importance. One, at this stage, you may not even know or you may not even understand. Okay. But throughout your life, when you grow up, when you interact with people, when you undergo new experiences, like working in a place or becoming a parent, when you become old, you understand, okay, these are important. So what I'm trying to say is, at different points in time in life, different values change. For example, when I'm in your age, I used to think, a comfortable life is important. Okay. But now I'm like 42 years old. For me now it is about, a world of beauty or family security or inner harmony, which is important. Okay. Similarly, maybe after 20 years, what I want in life or what is important for me might change. But even though these values change, some values will remain forever. Okay. For example, for me, right from beginning, wisdom used to be important. Okay. I used to think we should learn. Okay. Maybe for you also, even if I ask you after 20 years in this list of 5, some things will remain the same. Okay. The first rank which you gave or first 3 ranks may remain the same even after 20 years. Okay. So why I'm saying this is, many times when we make decisions based on what is important for us right now. Okay. But that value might change later. So what will make you happy now will not make you happy after 20 years. But there are certain things which will never change. For example, friendship. At 10 years also friendship is important. True friendship. At 50 years also true friendship is important. Even when you die also, friendship is important. Okay. Or for example, family. Family is important at any age. Similarly, instrumental value, loving. You should be able to love. Somebody should love you. Somebody should consider you as a important person in their life. That is there for anybody at any point in life. Nobody will say I don't want to be loved. Okay. So understand which value is important for you and which value do you think will remain the same even after 20 years. And depending on that, make decisions in life. Okay. So again, it is not an easy thing to do. Even at this age, I find it difficult. It's a very difficult thing to practice. But at least that awareness that we should think about what we want in life and then make decision and value and judge right and wrong based on that is important. Okay. So this is actually how people of your age ranked it, across different places in the world. I think this is in UK. This study was done, and UK students, most of them consider world of peace as rank 1. Okay. Similarly, honesty as rank 1. Okay, so I'll stop here. I've only covered one part of ethics and values, which is like understanding your own value system to decide what is good and bad for you. Okay, and there are many things apart from this, which is the kind of social system you live in, the kind of cultural context of those things. So I'm not touching that, but at least to start with, you're right, immediately right from school. You're just right out of school. So for you to have this clarity, start practicing it is important. Okay. So I'll stop here. If there are any questions, I'll be happy to.
Sir, this table related to Americans, sir. The instrumental and terminal values of Americans, sir. The earlier.
They're not American. They are. You're asking it is American? No. Yeah. No, they're not American.
That slide once again, sir, is possible.
You want me to see the slide again?
Yeah, yeah, that is quite interesting. It's because it's number wise, no? It's possible, no, sir. Then
The last slide, I think, this data is taken from the UK students. I think he mentioned.
No, I will see the American or UK. I'm not very sure.
yeah,
I thought it was UK, but it may be American also. Americans, yeah, it is Americans.
the instrumental and terminal values of Americans are shown, man. Sorry.
Yeah, yeah.
And this freedom means it is less number shows the good one.
Yeah, lower the number, more important it is for them.
It's a good one. Like world at peace, one is
World
rank
peace.
order is, that is in that America world order is one.
Yeah, world peace.
World peace. There in America, if you count, you will get the first rank.
Yeah,
And if you see that freedom, that is the third rank
yeah.
among all countries. So this is
No, this is for American students. American students, they filled this, they filled this exercise they did in America.
yeah.
So this is the average rank given by students.
What the student feel is showing American rank is one.
Yeah.
Comfortable
American
life-
students,
Comfortable life 13 is surprising. Sorry, it is comparatively lower in that respect.
but again, students, at that point, they are very ambitious. And again, there is a gender difference. Male and female, there is a difference. Females consider comfortable life as 13, but men consider comfortable life as fourth important thing.
Quite surprising, sir, because American student, suppose if you see exciting life, for students 18 means it is very low comparatively.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, again, values change. Maybe this study is slightly old.
Yeah.
So, for example, Indians, we used to have something called frugality. Frugality means we won't waste things. We'll reuse, recycle, and all. That used to be our value. Frugal means conserving things, not wasting. But now it is consumerism. All the advertisements say, you should buy new things, keep buying. If something becomes old, throw it. So people also change now. So values change over a period of time also. So social values. As a society, people also change as a society.
Okay. So that value is not a fixed, it can be dynamic.
Yeah.
This table is quite interesting, sir. I never crossed this kind of thing. This is very interesting, sir. That is
I'll forward the slide.
for every country we can make it in order like this.
Yeah, if you do a study.
Based on groups. So suppose if you go for a group like employees, so they can identify based on the terminal values and the instrumental values.
Yeah.
You can prepare some questionnaire like that, and we can prepare a table based on this thing. This is quite interesting. So in our college also we can make it, I think, this kind of questionnaire.
Yeah.
Suppose
we can do a study like this. Yeah.
My college, CBIT college is there. If I give this one to each and every student, and they will give the feedback, based on that we can make what is the terminal value, what is the instrumental value.
Yes.
So these are the heads in the different items. And
but again, it's a mean value. There'll be a standard deviation also. No? Not everybody will give the same rank to everyone. So you need to be careful about finding out averages, because there might be standard deviation also, which means variation between people also.
Yeah, that depends on the culture and so many activities.
Yeah.
There is one question from a student, sir. Is it practically possible to follow the ethics values as you have mentioned?
Is it practical? Probably that person is asking, is it practical? I'm not getting into practicality. So ethics is one, law is another one. That's another interesting issue I want to talk. So ethics is social, which means society thinks, or personally what we think is right and wrong. There is something called law, legal framework. Legal framework is what the government or what the structured society thinks. Society per se may say something, law may say something else. For example, child labor. Okay, child labor legally or child marriage also. So child marriage below 18 years, if you cannot get married. Okay, legally it is wrong. But socially, many societies they are okay with getting their girl children married before 18. Okay, so social norm is different. So in a society like India, a girl or an adult, someone becomes adult when they become physiologically adult. Okay, when they become sexually adult. But in legally, somebody becomes adult only after a certain age. After they undergo certain life experiences. So
18.
18 years. So whether you can follow it or not is the question. Whether you're aware of it or not. I'm talking about awareness. So many things which are ethically right may be legally wrong or other way around. Legally right may be ethically wrong. Okay. For example, euthanasia, mercy killing, it is ethically right in India. Let's say someone is like coma for 20 years, brain dead. Okay. You cannot do anything. Just spending money on hospital bed is not going to be useful, but their body parts can be used for many people. So it is ethically okay, but legally it is wrong. Okay.
Like eye donation, etc.
Yeah, eye donation, etc. So whether it is practical or not, I'm not talking about it. Practical depends on many other factors, including legal framework. Okay. So, but you need to be aware. See, at your age, students, you make this. What I'm trying to say is take decisions which are mindful.
Yeah.
That is what I'm trying to say.
No, setting of these legal things also based on the social ethics only, the rules will follow, obviously.
Not necessarily. Sometimes legal framework may be very far away from the social norms also. So, for example, see many things. For example, this LGBT rights.
Like talak recently we are followed, sir. That is comes under the same question, I think.
Yeah, that particular culture, that particular religion believes, for them it is correct, but legally, they are saying it is wrong. I mean, again, who's correct? That is very debatable.
Debatable, sir. What I'm saying is the depends on the group and their culture and rollers of that means legal framework also. With the background of that only they will prepare.
True.
Because Article 370 or something like talak and other values like in some tribal this thing their culture is different, but our rule is different.
Yeah.
So their marriage age and etc. If you see relations making to some other one, their cultures are entirely different. They feel that as if we are a separate country and separate. Sometimes they are not aware of we are part of country and etc. And their living domain is different. So in that case, we are forcefully taking them to our society and making the legal this thing.
Yes. So this is what we call inclusiveness. Inclusiveness means, when a legal framework is made, the legal framework should take into all the other subgroups into consideration.
Okay. There's another question, sir. How to overcome the conflict between personal and social values?
Okay. How will you handle this dilemma which creates because of social value and personal value? See, it's a very, very
broad question.
Broad question. There is no answer for it. But ask yourself, see, ultimately it's about what will help you in long run. I'm not talking about happiness. I'm talking about what will give you peace in long run. Okay. So if doing everything for the society without considering your own peace of mind is also bad. But for many of us, social acceptance is peace of mind. We consider what others will say. When you say, if you take a decision, many times we think about what others will say. But I don't know. I mean, what others will say, who are those others? Okay, that question you have to ask. But at the same time, you should also think about what kind of harm it will create to others. So what others say is not important. What harm it will create to others is what you should think.
Thank you, sir. Very good question. And other question from Dhruva Saxena,
Okay.
a student from same this thing in YouTube. If every person starts looking at things through their own perspective, not thinking whether it could be right or wrong, won't there be huge difference among people?
Okay. Okay. See, that is where conflict happens. Okay.
Yeah.
You are asking a very valid question. So many times people get into conflict. Conflict means they don't agree to each other. Okay. Because their value systems are different. For example, the same simple thing of vegetarian, non-vegetarian. Okay. Or for me, it is okay to eat a certain kind of meat. Okay. But for somebody else, that meat is not good. Okay. It's like holy. Okay. For example, can you eat, if you see, anyway, you're a non-vegetarian, can you eat, certain animals? For example, eating snake. You consider eating snake is bad because for your value system, it's a different thing. So that's where conflict comes. So that is where tolerance becomes important. In India, we propagate this value system called tolerance. Tolerance means, see, unless that is also individual right. Unless and until you're not damaging my personal, if you're not forcing me to eat this, I am okay with it. You eat whatever you want. Don't force me to eat this. Similarly, don't force, me to not eat this. Okay, in a very ideal society, that is how things work. That is what is called individual freedom. For example, countries like Europe and all, there are high levels of individual freedom. Whatever you want to do, you do, unless and until you don't, enter into my freedom. Okay, but a country like India, it may not work because our country is a collective society, which means in India, even to buy, a chappal, we'll take permission from our parents, our spouse, everything. But in countries like Europe, marriage is like, even important decision like marriage, they make individually. There is no concept of arranged marriage. For us, there is, even if it is like your own choice of marriage, you should get family permission. Okay, for us, the society becomes important. So what I'm trying to say is, again, it depends. It depends. But one rule of thumb is empathy. Empathy means, if the same thing happens to me, how will I feel? Okay. So if that will make me feel bad, I won't do it. So in Bible, they call it, don't do something which you don't want the neighbor to do it to you. Okay. So that is one way of deciding right and wrong in situations like this. Okay. So the rule is, don't infringe on the others' rights, others' freedom. Two, if somebody else does it to you, if you feel bad, don't do it to others. So this is a simple way of deciding between your values and social values.
So in the same context, sir, actually I too feeling in the same way, because our students are like our younger generations are interacting with through, after coming to online of activities like this and interacting with other countries, they are following partially their culture, and our children is arguing with our culture to the parents. Why should you go for arranged marriage only? That kind of thing. See, they are in between the values of the exposure side and the roots, like our family side. So in that line, people are struggling. I think in our generation, in the young generation, coming generation, suppose they are interacting with many activities like for an MS, BS, they went for graduation and post-graduation. When they went outside, they are exposing to their values, and they are initially with our values. So from one side, we are forcing them, and from other side, they are following their values. So because of this reason, they kind of conflict.
True.
I think the student asked this kind of question. I thought, what I believe is, so when we are exposed to other country, obviously this kind of conflicts we cannot avoid it.
We cannot avoid it.
We cannot avoid it. because we are taking the education of other country, and we are taking the technology of other country, and we are taking the interaction of other country.
Yeah.
Because from the people who went for graduation, especially, they are under tremendous pressure because of this reason.
Yeah, true.
Which kind of value we have to be follow?
Following, yes.
Yeah, because graduation students means around 15 years they went for abroad. Their growing age is actually in the graduation level. Especially if students from India went for graduation, they are under this kind of conflict. What I observed, sir, because
True.
with next generation people. See, there are sometimes when they are using some bad words like because that bad word is not that much bad for them, their perspective and their school of thinking. Because in their videos, when I observe, that particular bad word is not that much. That's a common word for them. But in our case, you see that is very bad word, and I scolded with my students. So we should use that word. Sir, nothing wrong, sir. That's a common word. People are arguing. People are using that word in different arguments, etc. See, using that word, you see that conflict is there. What value they are following? Like because all videos and the movies, what they are enjoying is outside of that videos, but they are interacting with us. In that, there is conflict is there. So I think this is the example only I'm telling in my observation and etc.
True.
I hope I may be wrong, sir.
So there is what we call culture shock. Culture shock means from one culture, if you go to another culture, you're not able to cope. There's something called reverse culture shock also. You have lived in a new culture for a very long time, and then coming back to your own country, you find difficult to adapt.
Again, that is another switching over. Initially, in the roots in our culture, they are exposed a long time their work activities, study activities in that culture, and values of confliction. That is that value. Again, they will come back to India. Suppose in our country, here values are different. So in this confliction, there are double conflictions. During the studies, confliction is there, and during their settlement after settlement, confliction is there.
Yeah. In fact, both are powerful. So people who live in new other cultures for very long, when they come back, they find it very difficult to again fit.
Exactly. That is generally we are observing that problem, sir, from different people who are coming over there to here. There is another question, sir. Which family system is better, either Indian or foreign?
Sorry, which? Sorry.
Which family system is better?
Which family system?
Based on this question, which family system is better?
So there's nothing like
Indian family system or foreign family system. Very bold question.
So there's nothing like see, the whole point of this lecture is there's nothing right wrong. It depends on the context.
Yeah.
Okay. So if you are living in US, you need to adapt to that culture to some extent. You should grow your children to that kind of a culture. If you are in India, you should grow children according to that context. But again, there are individual freedom also.
Yeah.
After a certain point, your child wants to have freedom. As a parent, you don't have control over that. Okay. So it depends on your value system. If you ask me, I will say, if my role as a parent is to make my child think independently and maturely. Yeah. If I do that, I'm a successful parent. For me, it is not important to control the child. I want to give a child a space to think freely and maturely. Maturity is important. So that, again, it depends on parent to parent.
Yeah. That nothing is permanent and nothing is fixed. Yes. It depends on your mindset, depends on the system which you want to adapt to, that you can adapt to.
True.
People, their basic perspective, as you said, sir, if the freedom is a basic perspective, you follow that particular this thing. Yeah. If you follow the only value-based kind of perspective, you can follow the value-based kind of family system. Yeah. That depends on your perception and right or wrong.
Yeah, true.
Ultimately, right understanding, which we have to be identify which one is good, which one is bad. That clarity one must have, I think.
Yeah.
There are some questions because we have a time lab.
Yeah, I think we'll stop.
Questions, sir. No problem. Ultimately, talk is really based on that is values oriented because it's very clear for us. In this age, students should mold to the this kind of exposure like human values, universal human values, how it is actually, and how do you understand that universal human values with our perspective and our mind set, etc. I hope the students a bit maybe their age may not exactly 100% they may not follow, but to some extent I hope they are enjoyed very well this lecture, sir. Thank you very much, sir. And Nilma madam, please you please respond.
Yeah, thank you so much, Professor Ganesh. It was really a nice session. And you have given a lot of points to think upon for our students. The different kinds of values, how they change with age also. So they become at different, important at different stages of life. But still few values, they remain the same throughout the life. That was a really thing for the students to understand, yeah. Once again, I would like to thank you. And definitely I will share the PPT with the students and they can fill the questionnaire, or maybe if you want, I can send to you, or
they can fill on their own. It's
okay,
very
sure.
We will give assignment assignment to our students, sir.
Yeah, we can give them
assignment.
assignment.
Going to start from next Monday onwards. Yeah, we will try to do it, sir. Ganesh sir, thank you very much, sir. Really, you made a wonderful morning today for our students. Because luckily we have IIT Hyderabad is one of the basic source for us, and through madam, and we are enjoying more. See, I wanted to give more exposure from outside CBIT because IIT Hyderabad, the Central University is big institutes, and we are lucky to have such institutes closer to CBIT and like platforms like this different activities. Thank you, Ganesh sir, for spending your valuable time.
Thank you.
Definitely looking forward to our next some kind of motivational lectures I wanted to arrange for my students in between also.
Sure.
For which definitely we will again we will bother you, sir, if you don't mind. Because people, from different areas, especially you are from the liberal arts department and these kind of things. You can more generally speakers like engineering background or science background, they can speak, but especially from liberal arts and this kind of things departments, you are more dig comparatively other speakers.
Sure. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. You made the really session was very lively and students are enjoyed very well. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you so much for joining us. Okay, bye.
Thank you very much, sir. Some few announcements are there for my first year students. We are in the same YouTube also. I shared a link which gives them details of first faculty in charge. Suppose if you are your admission number was written very clearly on your slip, that is a receipt which was given by the academic and examination cell. Suppose your admission number is 20-5201 to 20-5260. 20 is the year number, 5 is the branch, that is computer science, and 260, that is 201 to 260, that is your admission number. So under this, you please contact suppose Vice Srinivas Reddy number is there, 7780341778, like that. Like that, we made a link to see this total page related to the class in charges. You please observe. I think my video is here in YouTube as well. So this to show this paper, I made one link. That link we are provided in the YouTube chat box also. You can go back to your YouTube this thing and you can see that link. And then as much as possible, I will share that link to all my students. So your job is now, you contact your teacher and make a small WhatsApp group for all your C2 students, suppose C3 students, suppose C5, CIC, that is like that. Based on your class in charge number, you contact your class in charge. That's all. So that you can become a small WhatsApp group. Through that WhatsApp group, we will share timetables also. Through that timetables, we will provide the numbers as well. All your teachers, you can come to that WhatsApp group, and that numbers you can contact. The teachers will give the lectures, whether in the Zoom or Google Meet or WebEx or Microsoft Teams or any platform. That's teacher interest. And later you can record that one, and we will share again. And you can see the any doubts we have. Anybody is absent, you can see that lecture video and see and follow the subject as well. See, my point is here. First, one must come to the contact to the class in charge, that is faculty in charge, so that he or she will be your faculty in charge, will guide you. Any one of you will become an admin to this WhatsApp group, or faculty in charge may become admin. So our ultimate aim is you comes under slowly to that particular faculty in charge, and will provide the timetable, and that timetable will enforce you to follow the classes based on the time, that is according to the timetable. And evening in YouTube chat box also, I will provide that link time and again, and you please follow that link. If you press that link, if you click that link, you will get that this table. In this table, you identify where is your member, and correspondingly, you please identify your class in charge number. So you please contact the class in charge number and get the information as whatever you want. Okay. With this, I am hereby closing this session today. And another important announcement which I wanted to make is in the last day, that is on 4th evening session, we have given in the website actually 2:30 to 4 o'clock. Instead of 2:30 to 4 o'clock, we wanted to start from 2 o'clock itself, and we will end the session by 5 o'clock. There are again 3 hours program, because valedictory program is there. In that valedictory program, we wanted to give at least for half an hour, and we have creative practice. The creative practice session, students, your seniors, and alumni will come to the cultural activities, like different creative activities like that. So I wanted to increase time and change the timings. The last session of last day, that is on 4th, instead of 2:30 to 4 o'clock, it will start by 2 o'clock itself and continue until 5 o'clock. The creative practices, etc., until 4:30, and in the last half an hour, we will have a valedictory session. So you please note this point and tell to all your friends in WhatsApp groups. Slowly, what I observed from chat box of WhatsApp group is that all people are becoming slowly groups, so that is WhatsApp groups based on the admission number. As I told, these admission numbers are very clear. You please click on that link which I provided here. Okay, I will send this link today evening or tomorrow morning or tomorrow evening, and continuously I will keep on sending this link. By click that link, you will get this table. Based on this table, you can add to your faculty in charge. Based on the faculty in charge directions, you will become a group and follow the timetable, etc. of classes. That is all that you know based on through your faculty in charge. I hope you got my point. Please cooperate with us and enjoy this induction program. If any doubt, you please type in the chat box. We will provide the answers. Okay. Thank you very much, especially today for Ganesh sir and from IIT Hyderabad. Professor Ganesh has really made an excellent lecture and lively interaction. And we should also thank Dr. Neelima Agarwal, National Professor from Physics Department, made a wonderful support for us. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you.